Welcome to KingG Finance Podcast, the place where we don't just talk about money, we dig into the secrets of wealth that the ultra-rich usually keep locked away. And today, we're going to uncover one of the biggest secrets: how the wealthy manage their money. Sounds dry? Don't worry. I promise you won't fall asleep, because there's a little sarcasm, a bit of humor, and a whole lot of truth that might make you look at your own wallet a little differently. Let's kick this off with Warren Buffett. The man is worth over $100 billion. Yet, he still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for about $31,500. Now, most people hear that and think, wait, what? Why not buy a mansion with a pool, a garage for Lamborghinis? Or at least a fancy New York penthouse to flex on Instagram? But no, the Oracle of Omaha drives a plain old Cadillac. Meanwhile, plenty of middle-class Americans are drowning in debt just to drive a shiny new Mercedes. Irony, right? Office workers with fancier lifestyles than billionaires. But guess who's actually rich? The guy in the Cadillac. Here's the first difference. The wealthy don't spend money to prove they're rich. They spend money to get richer. Ordinary people treat money as a reward. I worked hard this month. I deserve a new iPhone, and I deserve that designer bag. But the wealthy treat money as a tool soldiers that must go out, fight, and bring back more soldiers. Buffett plants seeds. Regular folks eat the seeds right away, then complain they don't have a forest. Mark Cuban once said, "If you're spending money to look rich, you've already lost." He lived like a broke college kid for years, eating discounted pizza, drinking tap water just so he could pour every dollar into his first business. Fast forward, and now he's a billionaire. Meanwhile, countless middle-class Americans swipe their credit cards for luxury items, pretending to be rich, while officially becoming debt slaves. Cuban invested, they consumed, that's the gap. And Elon Musk? He takes it to another level. He sold off nearly all his houses, sometimes slept on the office couch at Tesla. His billions aren't for luxury, they're rocket fuel, literally. Rockets, electric cars, crazy moonshot projects. While many people pour their income into status symbols, Musk pours his into changing the future. Two completely different games. Here's a funny stat. More than 60% of millionaires in the US drive Toyotas, Hondas, or Fords. But walk through any suburban neighborhood, and you'll find plenty of average earners driving BMWs, Audis, and Mercedes, often financed with high-interest loans. So, on the street, it's almost impossible to tell who's wealthy. The rich look modest. The ones desperate to look rich are usually broke. Classic American paradox. Why does this happen? It's all about dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. Shopping hits dopamine like sugar. Sweet, thrilling, but fades fast. So people chase the high again and again. The wealthy? They get their dopamine rush from investments, from seeing their money multiply, from watching assets grow. Average folks get hooked on Black Friday deals. Rich folks get hooked on compounding interest. One group ends up with a pile of receipts. The other ends up with a pile of wealth. Picture this. Two people both get a $5,000 year-end bonus. Person A buys a shiny new car to show off. Person B invests in an index fund. 5 years later, the car has lost half its value, while the investment may have grown 50%. Person A is still paying for insurance and repairs. Person B is relaxed, with money working quietly in the background. Same starting point, wildly different outcomes. Middle-class Americans often fall into three financial traps. 1. Emotional spending, buying because it feels good, not because it's needed. 2. Credit card debt. The average American carries over $6,000 with interest rates that make payday lenders jealous. 3. Lifestyle comparison, chasing bigger houses, flashier cars, fancier vacations, all to keep up with the Joneses. Meanwhile, the wealthy avoid those traps by following boring but powerful rules. Budget wisely, avoid bad debt, and invest relentlessly. President Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." In finance, comparison is the thief of wealth. Too many families buy things they can't afford just to match their neighbors. The irony? Those neighbors are probably broke too. The wealthy don't play that game, they're too busy building empires. Another mindset shift. The wealthy treat money as employees, not bosses. Every dollar must go to work, producing more dollars. Letting money sit idle in a savings account? That's financial negligence. Inflation quietly eats it away like a mouse chewing through cheese. Buffett said it best, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." While many people's money snoozes uselessly, the wealthy wake up richer. Now, you might say, "But I'm not a billionaire. I only have a few $100 saved. What difference does it make?" Huge difference. Wealth isn't about the starting number, it's about habits. If you consistently invest 10% of your income, you're already ahead of most Americans. The secret isn't luck, it's discipline. Time and patience will do the heavy lifting. Most importantly, the rich define wealth differently. To them, being rich isn't about owning more stuff, it's about having more freedom. Freedom to choose their work, their lifestyle, their future. Money is just the ticket to that freedom. While many chase status symbols, the wealthy chase independence. Here's the hard truth. The rich aren't smarter than you. They're just more disciplined. They plant seeds and wait. Most people eat their seeds and then wonder why they don't have a forest. The answer's simple. You ate it. So from now on, instead of splurging on another pair of sneakers you'll wear twice, invest that money. Instead of upgrading your car just to outshine your neighbor, put those dollars into buying your future freedom. Instead of living to prove something to others, live to prove to yourself that you can manage money like the wealthy. You've been listening to KingG Finance Podcast. If this episode gave you value, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next one. Who knows, a few years from now, you could be your own version of Warren Buffett. Maybe you'll still have the latest iPhone for selfies, while Buffett sticks with his old Cadillac. But as long as your bank account is fatter every year, that's real wealth.